So we have our double-edged razor blade. We're going to go ahead and put our already finished fly in the vise, and you might think, hey, this is such a pretty fly, why are you destroying it? But I don't like it. Too big of a little thorax or a hot spot there. You can see, I mean, it just, when a fish hits it, it just destroys it, and the tag ends kind of cut diagonally. So I'm going to destroy it. Tungsten is expensive, so are these hooks. So this is what we're going to do. Take your razor blade, and from the back, we're just going to slide that up. And you're going to do this ever so carefully. It doesn't really take as much force as you would think, especially with one that's fresh out of the pack. And this is just quill and super glue and a little bit of weight underneath that. Just hit just a little bit right there. Basically, you're just going to sort of make a light stroke from the back to the front, and then you can just kind of pull away any of those loose threads and things that start to form when you do that. And that helps to be able to really see what you're trying to cut. And if I can hit that, it's going to loosen up that lead wraps, and those are just going to slide right off, just like you saw there. So it's a pretty quick process, especially once you get going. I mean, maybe a minute, if that. And I mean, when you're trying to, save pennies, or in some cases like this, dimes or quarters, it's a good avenue to saving a fly. I'm just destroying it, really, to start over. So I'm going to show you another one. This is a bigger streamer pattern on a more expensive hook, and I don't know, I just don't feel like I like it so much. I made it a while back, but this one has wire wraps. These are, I think it's a medium gauge, that's what it looks like, but just going to start on it, chiseling away. And it's pretty much the same thing as the last one, except it's just going to be, you need to be a little bit more careful around that wire. Also, don't forget that when it gets a little bit dull, like it is here, you can just flip the blade around and you're good to go. Alright, so let me show you a little bit more detailed. I'm keeping this razor pretty flat on the shank of the hook, just with one hand, just pressing forward like that. So it's not, you're not trying to chisel into the hook. You're trying just to slide it parallel up the shank of the hook, and then unravel any thread. A lot of times it comes off, and when you're coming from the front to the back, you've got to really be careful of that hook point, because if it slips, you can see how my finger slips just a little bit and it kind of lunges forward. It's going to go straight for that hook point, and I've loosened up the wire to where now that's going to come off. But see, if you coming at it, that hook point right there, it'll peg you. And there it is. That is the cleaned off hook. There are a few little nicks in it, and what that's going to do is it's going to make this a little bit more susceptible to rusting, but other than that, it's good.